I'm Christina,
I'm Emily.
I'm Isabel.
and this is our final weather project. First, I'm going to talk about clouds. Okay, so there are three types of clouds: cumulus, cirrus, and stratus. Cumulus clouds are puffy cotton ball-like white clouds that have a flat base, like these. Cirrus clouds are made up of ice crystals. They are high in the sky and wispy, like these. And then stratus clouds are low in the sky and are made up of many different layers. They resemble a blanket because they cover most of the sky, like this. There are two types of cloud formation: orographic lifting and frontal wedging. Orographic lifting is when air moves up and over the mountains. Frontal wedging is when the warm and moist air is lifted directly over cool and dry air. And then there are four different types of air mass: continental, maritime, polar, and tropical. Continental means that it comes from continent or land, so the air is dry. Maritime comes from the oceans or water, so it is wet air. Polar and tropical have to do with temperatures. Polar air comes from the poles, so it is cold air, while tropical comes from the tropics, so it is warm. Here are some examples. Polar continental air is cold, dry air. Tropical maritime air is hot and wet air. Polar maritime air is cold and wet, while tropical continental air is hot and dry. There are four layers in the atmosphere: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. Thermosphere is the top layer of the atmosphere. Temperatures increase here because the oxygen and nitrogen absorb solar radiation. Satellites are placed here. In the mesosphere, temperatures decrease with height. The stratosphere contains the ozone layer. Planes fly here to avoid bad weather. In the stratosphere, temperatures remain constant. The troposphere is the bottom layer of the atmosphere. All weather occurs here. Temperatures decrease with an increase of altitude in the troposphere. There are several gases that come together to make up our atmosphere here on Earth. Nitrogen and oxygen are two major gases. There is 78% of nitrogen and 21% oxygen in our atmosphere. Combined, they make up about 99% of Earth's atmosphere. Argon is another gas the atmosphere contains, although there is a significant less amount of it, only 0.9%. The other 0.1% consists of carbon dioxide and water vapor.
The water cycle is powered by energy from the sun. And the sun heats the ocean, and water turns to gas through a process called evaporation. The gas condenses and forms precipitation. And there's runoff from the mountains, and then infiltration. Then condensation is when a gas turns into a liquid. A gas has no set shape and its molecules are moving very fast. Freezing is when a liquid turns to a solid. The molecules in a solid are moving very slowly, and in a liquid they are moving slower than a gas but faster than a solid. Melting is when a solid turns into a liquid. Sublimation is when a solid changes directly to a gas, and deposition is when a gas changes directly to a liquid. And there are four types of local winds. Sea breezes develop when cooler high-pressure air over water moves toward the warmer low-pressure air over land. They happen during the day in coastal areas. Land breezes happen when cooler high-pressure air moves toward the sea, where the air is warmer and at lower pressure. They happen at night in coastal areas. And valley breezes develop when warm, high-pressure air rises toward the cooler, low-pressure air. Mountain breezes happen when the cold, high-pressure air sinks towards the warm, high-pressure air in valleys. Thunderstorms form in three stages. In the cumulus stage, updrafts increase enough for a cloud to grow vertically. Lightning and thunder occur in a mature stage. At this point, thunderstorms will develop an anvil. In a dissipating stage, thunderstorms will weaken and dissipate.
Time to talk about precipitation. There are 5 types of precipitation: rain, sleet, freezing rain, hail, and snow. During rain, the cloud, air, and ground are above freezing. During snow, the cloud, air, and ground are below freezing. During sleet, the clouds is above freezing, but both the air and ground are below freezing. Cloud, air are above freezing, but the ground is below freezing. During hail, in the summer, the updraft is below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and in the winter, the updraft is above 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Air pressure is exerted in all directions, including up, down, sideways. Wind goes from high to low pressure. High pressure systems indicate good weather, and low pressure systems indicate bad weather. The pressure being pushed down on a given object is the same as the pressure pushing up on it. El Niño occurs every 3 to 7 years. Strong countercurrents replace normal cold currents in on the western coastlines, causing warmer temperatures in waters and killing fish. La Nina is the opposite of El Nino, causing the ocean currents to be cold. Boiling water is an example of convection. The air moves through the water, causing it to heat up.
You can't see conduction, but it is when energy and heat travel through an object. Conduction can only be demonstrated through a direct contact. Ow.
And then lastly, radiation is a mechanism of heat transfer. You can't see it, but it travels through empty space.